up, you guys? It's Chile here. Today I'm going to be trying out a new recipe, kind of because I'm just trying to use some ingredients that I have. So I'm going to invent something new, but I'm pretty sure it already exists. And I'm just going to kind of use some concepts that I have about making sauces, and we're going to see what happens. And we're not going to judge if it comes out bad, because the whole reason I made this channel, well, one reason, was that I wanted to get better at my cooking abilities while I help others find their way. So let's go ahead and get started. It's going to be a pasta with broccoli. Of course, I'm doing vegan version. If you want to add some protein like meats or something into it, by all means go for it. I'm limited to the ingredients I have today, so all I really have are noodles and broccoli, and then, like I said, I'm going to try to make my own sauce. So right now I have my a pot of water boiling. I'm a little lazy, as you know, so I don't want to cook the broccoli separately. I don't want to get a whole nother dish dirty or have to, like, you know, dump it and this and that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick the noodles in, just out of a box. I think my box is already half empty. Make sure your water is salted to help give the noodles some flavor to absorb. And then once you put them in there, I kind of like to check up on them after the first 20 seconds because they start to soften up, and then you can really push them into the water all the way. Alright, and we're only going to cook the noodles for probably like 6-ish minutes. Just do yours according to whatever box you got them from. But since I'm going to throw the broccoli in with it, I'm going to go ahead and wait till they're about half cooked and then throw the broccoli in like the last half of cooking. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start trying the sauce. So I would go ahead and turn your heat to like the medium low temperature, because with sauces, like the lower this temperature, the lower the heat, the better. I don't know why, but that's just the science behind it. So for the actual sauce, you're going to start off with olive oil. I'm going to wait for it to heat up, but I'm just going to show you what ingredients we're going to use today. And then you're going to be adding some flour to it and some plant milk. And of course you can do your regular milk if you'd like, if you're not vegan. And then I'm just going to season with like salt, garlic, and onion powders. Keep the bunnies in the background.
The gray one is Carmelo and the black one is Mora.
Okay, so my pasta's already half done. I already split my broccoli into like smaller pieces just because that's how I'm going to want to eat it with my spaghetti. And it'll also cook it faster. So you can go ahead and drop that stuff in.
Lazy hack, you don't need to get a knife dirty to split the broccoli, just pull it apart by hand.
Okay, and so I'm going to start the sauce. The broccoli probably only needs like a couple minutes to cook, and you'll know it's done because it's like a really bright green color. If it starts turning yellow, that means you probably overcooked it. So in your saucepan, like I said, kind of a low heat, like a low medium. I'm putting a decent amount of olive oil. I would say probably close to like 4 tablespoons. And we're going to go ahead and start adding flour. I like to do mine a little bit at a time just so that it doesn't, I don't know, I feel like it mixes in better. So we're just going to be stirring and adding. I would put just a little bit more flour than you had oil. So it should be a pretty even ratio. And if you have a whisk, I think that would probably work a lot better, but I don't have that.
So while I was making the sauce, the first kind of stage of it, like where the flour's mixing into the oil, it all kind of clumps up. So that's why I'm stirring it so much, just to kind of get those clumps smoothed out and get it all one consistency. And here are the bunnies that you probably love a little more than me.
I think the pasta is just about done. If you've never heard of that trick, you can like throw one noodle onto like your cupboard, like a wooden cupboard, and if it sticks, that means it's ready. But if it just like bounces off, then you need to cook it more. So I would try that, but I don't have anything to test it on right now. But it looks ready. They're like really tender. And and the broccoli is bright green. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off and just kind of let it sit here for another minute, and then I'll go ahead and strain it. For my sauce, I just need a little bit more flour, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the, I'm using almond milk. I recommend unsweetened, but you already know me, that's all I have.
I meant all I have is sweetened, flavored milk, but you get it.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and add my milk. I think just a couple cups should be fine. Again, I just pour mine a little bit at a time to help mix it in better. And let it all get the same temperature too, I guess. Okay, so I've added all of my milk at this point, and I did it in like half cup increments. So now I'm just kind of stirring everything together. I still have it on a lowish medium heat setting, and I'm just trying to like get out the little pieces of clumps that are still there and smooth out the rest of the liquid. I want it to be all the same texture. And I'm gonna let it sit for a bit, give it a chance to thicken just a little bit while I drain out the water from the noodles. So I have my pasta and broccoli ready for the sauce. I would just check back on the sauce every minute or so just to like stir it a little bit. But all we're gonna do is just let it cook for the next, I don't know, 5 to 8 minutes, just depending. Just let it keep sitting on the heat so that it'll thicken up some. And you can go ahead and season it now. So I'm gonna be putting onion powder and garlic powder. My garlic's actually garlic salt, so I probably won't be adding much salt after that. And then you could also put like some pepper. And I'm gonna also try to put some crushed red peppers, like the little ones that you put on pizza and stuff. I'm gonna put some of those just to give it a little bit of a kick. Remember, seasonings are just to taste, to the flavor that you want. So if you don't really like a whole lot of onion flavor, don't put so much. If you don't like a whole lot of garlic, same. I actually really like garlic. I don't know why. I feel like it does a lot of weird stuff to your body, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So right now we're kind of at like a gravy consistency, so that's good. Like, unless you like yours really liquidy, weirdo. Alright, so my sauce is pretty much done. It's gotten really thick and I like the way that it's seasoned, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off. And at this point you're done, unless you want to add the optional ingredient. So again, remember, I like cooking vegan, so I have nutritional yeast, and it's supposed to give things kind of like a cheesy flavor, like about as cheesy as vegan stuff can get. So I'm gonna add some of this and stir it in, but again, it's optional. If you don't have it or you don't want to do it, don't do it. And now that the sauce is ready and the pasta is ready, we're just gonna mix it all into the big bowl.
And some people like to keep their sauce refrigerated separately, so if you don't want to mix everything in, you don't have to.
And go ahead and just mix it in. And voila.
I know this is what you really came for, so here's your bunnies that I totally been forgetting about. I'm sorry. And those little jumps that they're doing. There's a word for them. I forgot what they're called, but that just means they're like super happy. And they're probably super happy because they haven't gotten to see anything but my house.